Hey, we're playing. Little over half an hour late. We've had a few complications and everything, but we should be all good now. So, how you feeling, Lucian?
Pretty good. Getting ready to play. You got your overlay up? I was looking at your channel real quick. Let's see your overlay.
No, it's not a good overlay. Don't look at my channel.
Don't look at your channel. No, I'm looking at the channel. Yeah, no, I'm ready to play, ready to jump back in. It's been a week, even though we're down a player, but I'm ready to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Sweet, sweet. And how are you doing, Brian?
I'm doing well. Ready to play as well.
Excellent. Sasha, you're good? No sound. And as Sasha fixes his sound, Logan, how you doing?
It's all good. Ready to play.
Your dogs in the background going back and forth, back and forth.
My wife's outside watering the plants. She didn't want him out there, so he's going crazy.
Well, as Sasha gets his sound in order, let's go over to the game map.
Yeah, if it did a Windows update, it reset your microphone to default and not your actual microphone in Discord.
But we heard him a second ago.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. How you doing?
I'm the reason everyone's late, and I apologize.
You're one of the reasons. There was other reasons.
I was late too.
Yeah, and as we can see as well, we are down Cedric and Olo tonight. So I will be passively playing Olo. No, he's gonna run ahead. He's gonna run into every building. He's gonna get monkey misted. You guys are gonna have to deal with the fallout. Let's go. Alright guys, just as a little recap, you guys went into the Shrine of Kubazan. You guys successfully completed that with a couple of DM errors. You killed a froghemoth without taking any damage whatsoever, which was a little bit vexing, but that's alright. We got through it. And then I was able to throw some assassin vines at you and, throw things in complete chaos. So it evened out a little bit, I guess. So you guys have recently taken a short rest, as well as, I think, a cure wounds and a healing spirit. And it is currently 1:45 p.m. What would you guys like to do?
Keep moving north.
Continue on.
Continue on it is.
So I am at 50 out of 68 hit points. Do we want to take some more time to rest, or what do we want to do? And I could do some healing on myself too, or we think we just go on from there?
Did you use hit dice?
From the rest?
You did a 1 hour rest. Oh, but you didn't get far enough up?
No, because I was way down. I was, remember, dead at one point and got resurrected, so.
And we don't have our healer tonight. How are we handling not having our druid?
I mean, we don't have a healer. I'm the healer.
Obviously not if our ranger has no hit points.
I popped him up twice, and I cast healing.
Yeah, no, I was way down. So I could use... I've got only 2 cure wounds level 1 left.
Well, Olo will speak up and go, "Hey guys, don't fight about this. Just here, come on." And he's gonna set up another healing spirit. So that means that you guys can heal 10 more d6 divided between you. So who wants those d6?
Well,
I'm fully healed.
I'm down 12 right now.
I'm down 14.
I'm down 18. But we're blowing through our spell slots, and it's still midday. So.
Oh, dude, I'm out of spells. What are you talking about?
I know.
Olo still has a few left.
That froghemoth has got all my spells in his belly.
What are these spell slots you speak of, metagamer?
This magical energy that empowers me.
Didn't you go to the academy, punk?
I did, and I've reserved my spell power. I'm good to go.
All right, so if you guys want to take like 3 each, don't do that.
I shall take 3.
All right.
And Orvex will take.
I'll take
one
3,
more.
and then you get 4.
And Boone, did you do any inspiring speeches?
Yes.
Do you want the 4th one, Elian?
Yeah, because that did kind of blow, didn't it?
That's 11 points for everybody.
Yep. Musharib still has his full 11.
Or should I say
Kind of miss
66
Chad.
hit points for you
Oh, poor
from
Chad.
the non-healer.
I forgot about Chad dying. So yeah, make sure you have 11 temporary hit points added onto your stuff. I have it added onto Orvex, and Musharib has yet to take any damage. He was too busy pushing people out of the way last session.
Chad didn't die, he disapparated.
Yeah, disapparated, yeah. Alright, you guys continuing on?
Yes.
Alright,
Yep.
traveling north. So, what, you want to deal with these 3 buildings here?
Yes.
Yep.
Alright, I'll count that as a singular roll. Who wants to roll the D100? First in, best dressed. Ooh, no one's keen.
No one. What, 10?
It's 24 from Corridon. Alright, you manage to spend about half an hour of time, and you don't find much of anything other than some random plants and some weird slime growing on one part of the building. Yeah, you guys seem a bit unsure. Ola lets you know that it's quite safe, it's all good. And you clear those buildings with no problems whatsoever. Nothing of note.
Do we think we want to search every building, or do we just want to search buildings that look
Up to
like
you guys.
temples?
Well, if our goal is to get more of these cubes, I think it's just going to be the ones that look like temples, right?
Well, not the metagame, but I mean, we're on a ground floor. How do we tell which ones don't look like temples if we're not going to walk through the entire city?
That one looks kind of temple-like.
Well, we've been to 1 temple so far, right? Or have we been to 2?
Just the one.
Just the 1.
Is there a large bonfire in the middle of the these 2?
Looks a little like it, doesn't it? You guys want to head over there?
Sure.
Yep.
Sure.
I'll
Alright.
sneak up first if the party will let me.
Well, what about our other guy that we picked up, Orvex or whatever? Is he able to recognize temples versus just dwellings?
He would most likely be able to tell upon visiting the front of a temple whether or not...
Like if we were, like we're in the road here and we said, hey, what do you think of this building? He would be able to look at it and go probably yes or no before we go in, right?
From that distance, he would most likely be able to tell. He's not 100% sure, but it doesn't see any obvious signs.
But I mean, even if we're just standing right outside of it. So if we're right here on the outside, we can
Oh, on the
be able to tell.
yeah, if you guys were right there, he'd probably be able to tell you whether or not it is.
So maybe that's what we do. We just go to the outsides of some of these and not try to figure out which ones look more interesting. Because I don't think we're going to be able to explore every single hut here.
You don't want the achievement? Explored every building. Bing!
Nope.
Achievement
Nope.
get.
I'm ready to get back to Waterdeep so that I can do Waterdeep and then do Dungeon of the Mad Mage and then. That's good.
I guess, so what are you going to do? Is someone running ahead? You're just walking on?
I'll stealth ahead.
Stealth ahead? No worries. Well, if you're stealthing ahead, stealth it up. Nice. So as you pick your way through the trees and the buildings and get to about there, Amid the ruins, you find an abandoned campsite. Torn backpacks and rotted gear litter the ground around the 3 mouldering tents that you find. At the center of the camp, a scrap of dirty yellow cloth hangs from a crude wooden flagpole.
I'll wave everybody up
Alright, so everybody comes on
before
over.
advancing into the middle.
So yeah.
No writing or lettering on the cloth, just yellow and nothing else.
It looks to be like a flag or some form of yellow signifying symbol, but it is torn and scrappy and looks quite old.
If we ask Orbix, were there any other expeditions that came here that he knows of?
He says, I don't, we didn't see any, no. You guys checking out the tents, or?
Does Musha know of any groups that use a yellow flag as a symbol?
He does not.
I'm gonna start poking around these tents.
Alright, so looking around the tents, you find that these areas have been looted some time ago. Anything that seems of use is been grabbed or left and has rotted. There doesn't seem to be anything of note, except as you're looking around, you do find a letter which seems to be written from a Lord Brixton, which stands out, and I'll give that to you guys. So if that appears in your handout. Rue. Devlin has a lead on the Eye of Zeltek. The old goat found an obelisk in the north that marks the entrance to the Tomb of the 9 Gods. The eye must be within, but the door is magically locked. We think the secret to opening it lies in the holy shrines. We're heading into the ruins to check them out. God's willing, we'll be back tonight. Russ and C's serpent people are on the prowl, so be careful. If you get into trouble, sound the swan horn twice and we'll come running. For the Yellow Banner, Lord Brixton. Did you all get that handout?
Yes.
Yep.
We did.
If only we had a swan horn.
So, yeah, that's the only thing of note you could find in the area.
Do any of the 3 buildings to the north look like they may be temples?
3 buildings to the north. Looking at them, they don't necessarily seem to from this distance, but you guys could just do a quick walkthrough without investigating, if you want.
Yep.
Alright.
So how long do you suppose people have been coming here looking for things? Corridon says to no one in particular.
Musharib speaks up and goes, many people have been coming to Omul searching for treasure or to find out what happened here. Barely any return. And so as you guys just quickly run through these areas without going into them or anything, Orvex lets you guys know, none of these seem to show any signs of being any shrines or temples.
Can I ask him what the distinguishing marks are?
He says that you'll see that there's usually some form of representation on the doorway, or there might be some older Muin, something that shows that this was a place for this particular one of the 9 gods. So and he references back with Kubazan. You found the wording on top, and there was imagery of like the Froghemoth, for instance.
Are they all animal gods?
Yes, he says all 9 of them seem to be based on a creature of some kind.
Okay, I'll keep running forward, scouting.
Yep. So, how far you want to get?
Just up to the next block.
Yep. So, like, just
If we're not actually searching, though, I'll just look for any kind of animal representation.
All right. So,
what little I've gleaned.
Are you able to see my my ruler marker?
Yes.
So, if you did like that sort of a path, that would pretty much cover these buildings, if that's where you're wanting to go.
That's fine.
Right. I would like that very much.
All right. So, if you're quickly are you scouting ahead and then coming back to tell people, or?
Sure.
Yeah. So you run that path and you find nothing of note of any of these buildings. When you get to here, you do find something of note. You see an overturned wagon lying in the street ahead. You see rotting flower petals litter the ground around it. There seems to be a bee's nest in one of the broken wheels. But what catches your eye is a freshly cut garland of jungle flowers hanging from the wagon's tongue. So normally this would seem nothing special, like you guys have found ruins all the way through, but that garland of flowers has had to have recently been placed.
And you said it's here?
Yes, Boone would be about there when he's looking at it.
Are the bees attracted to the garland of flowers?
No, not necessarily. Like, you might see the odd bee going around it, but they just seem to be doing their thing. Like, it's not like they're there just for it, but judging by looking at it, it just seemed like a good place to have a nest, as far as you're aware.
Okay. I'll wave everybody up to the alleyway at least.
Sure. And at this point, it's roughly 3:05 with all your travel and searching.
Roughly 3:05 and 27 seconds.
Yep.
Looking at our guides, both of them, what significance is the flowersmen?
So are you going into the alley so you can see the flowers?
Yeah, I assumed I had.
Yep, yeah, no worries at all. Yeah, they both say, none as far as I'm aware. I don't know. Something to do with nature, or? They don't.
I assume they're pleasing to look at.
Yeah, they look nice.
I'll if you guys will watch my back, I will walk up to the wagon and examine it without disturbing the bees, if at all possible.
Yeah, no worries at all. You walk up to the wagon, and you see that. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, you see the garland of flowers. They are quite nice. They look intricately weaved together upon the stems of the flowers. And is there anything you're wanting to look at in particular?
Can I see underneath the wagon? If it's overturned, is there any way is it propped up at all, or is it just flat?
Looking underneath the cart, you can't really see what's underneath it properly, but there doesn't seem to be anything of note. Seems a bit mossy.
And there's definitely space underneath it.
Yeah.
As it's flipped over. I'll turn around to the rest of the group and kind of give them the. Should I look underneath?
Are all of the flower petals that are around it of the same type as the garland?
No, you don't see any of the flowers that match the garland. But do an intelligence check for me, Corridon.
When you say bees, you don't mean like you mean like normal bees. You don't mean gigantic bees, right?
Yeah, they seemed like honeybees.
Thousands of them, hundreds of them.
No, I guess just a
Wondering.
few hanging out.
Just straight intelligence or any skills added?
I guess straight intelligence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing calls to mind. Like, you felt like you had an idea at first, but nah, it's gone.
Is the wagon a humanoid-sized wagon?
Yep, wagon looks normal.
Okay. I'll do a quick circuit of it and look and see if there's any other openings that let me look into it.
Yeah, nothing that you can see easily.
All right. The bees might get mad if I disturb it.
And are these the long straight lines, the vertical ones? Those are walls, right?
I'm sorry.
So over to our east, there's the long walls with what looks like stairs going up. Those are tall walls, right?
Oh yeah, over here. Yeah.
Yeah. How tall are those?
They're roughly 20 feet tall.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Question: does prestidigitation? Can I create smoke with that? Enough to drive the bees out?
You asking if that comes under, what is it, like harmless sensory effect or something? Is that one of the things? Can you post prestidigitation in? An odd odor, puff of wind, faint music. Yeah,
I guess if it's I guess harmless sensory effect.
Nah, you know what? I'd allow it. I'd allow you to give it a go. That's fine.
I'll pop a couple prestidigitations off and see if I can get them to react and move away from the wagon.
So when you do that, they seem to move away from, like, they frequent the garland every now and then, and back to the hive and to elsewhere. But when you do that, they seem to leave the garland and leave the hive a little bit and want to move away. They don't stray too far, but yeah, they don't seem like a threat, but
I'll pry it up a little bit, see if I can look underneath.
All right. Well, looking underneath, you still don't really see anything. Other than the fact that something I forgot to mention in general, around this cart seems to be more luscious in life. I should have mentioned that earlier. My apologies. So, like, the grass seems more healthy and full, and there are more flowers. But yeah.
Is there a part on the cart that looks like it's the center of that growth area?
No, it seems pretty evenly around, like, X amount of feet away from the wagon.
Okay.
Can I cast light on maybe a pebble?
Yeah,
real
go
quick,
for it.
and then toss it underneath?
Yeah, you cast light, toss it underneath. No. You do see, there is a lot of moss under there, but yeah.
Is it possible to move the cart?
Yeah.
Physically, if all of us helped or a few of us helped?
You probably could move the cart
True.
if you wanted.
I'll see if I can move it without disturbing the nest too much. Physically
Right.
pick the...
You've been racking your brain a bit looking at this. Could you do an intelligence check for me, please, Boone? That's one. Yeah. With a 10, your eyes keep getting drawn to that garland of flowers, and you suddenly get reminded these seem to be the similar flowers that were used with the back with the Chewinga back in that Oralunga temple.
Is it the size of maybe a human head? like a garland that you could put on?
I guess you could put it on, but it doesn't seem to be made for a head. It just seems to be put on there, and it's just draping there. Makes everything look pretty.
I see no reason to take it off, but
You
anybody
don't
else?
suppose that maybe this isn't all that important?
Well, how do you explain the growth around the cart?
I don't know, I'm not looking for plants.
We're in the middle of a jungle, and there's something clearly here that's making these plants grow even more than normal.
Hey, is it a puzzle box?
You do notice in the lush grass and whatnot, there are plenty of flowers around, hence the bees hanging out. But yeah, everything just seems to be very nicely grown around here.
If a search turns up nothing, then I suggest we go.
Mhm.
I mean, 10 minutes
Help
of
you
looking.
look.
Alright, so you guys heading off?
If we find nothing in 10 minutes, yeah.
And so as you're leaving, you do notice that one of Corridon's rations falls out of a back pocket. I guess falls down to the ground and seems to be taken away back to the cart.
Can you see what's taking it, or is it just walking on its own?
I guess seems to have gone.
Can I mage hand it and pick it up as it's going?
Yeah, sure. And you grab it and you pull it back. It looks like it was heading towards, as it was moving along, it looks like it was heading towards the tongue of the wagon.
Can we do a closer examination on the tongue of the wagon?
Yeah, go for it.
That's where the flowers
Garland
are,
of
correct?
flowers is, yeah. Yeah, looking at it, it just looks like the garland was just put on top and looks nice.
All right, I will take the garland off the tongue of the wagon.
Okay, you've taken it off.
I'll put it back on.
You put it on?
I'll put it back on the tongue of the wagon.
Okay, just before you put it back on, once you take it off, you see a little chewinga appear right on your arm, and sort of smack your hand. Quickly grab it, put it back on the tongue of the wagon, and he's gone again.
Not a huge
Why
fan of
do
the
you hold
chewingas.
fire?
Can I find like a piece of wood that's pretty thin, or like a big leaf that's maybe bigger than the size of my hand?
Mm-hmm.
Just looking around the area.
Oh, easily, yeah.
I'll scoop out a bunch of the mayonnaise from the alchemy jug and put it underneath the garland.
Yep, so you put a bunch of mayonnaise underneath the garland, and the chewinga comes back out. And you see this little figure going, ah, and he seems to be all like happy and dancing, and you see him taste the mayonnaise. Oh, and he responds all positively, and then he waves Vanguard over to underneath the wagon. And upon being waved over, you see his hand move across, and what looked like just moss-covered ground turns into a moss-covered stone disc lying half buried in the mud underneath the wagon. Concentric rings of inscriptions cover its surface. Some seem to be written in common, others in some sort of jagged cuneiform.
All right. So it's something I can grab from and then like dust off and look at.
It looks pretty big. It's 3 feet in diameter. Looks pretty heavy. But looking at it...
I mentioned it to the party and maybe we'll...
Yeah. And
Can Corbex read it?
Orvex comes over and he's like, well, my word, this seems to be... It reads, Queen Napaka proclaims that the free people of Omu fear nothing. Brave new gods protect us, as Ubtao did before, but does no longer. Omu will rise again, and Napaka shall reclaim all that is rightfully hers. And he also says, and it says that in Old Omuan as well. This seems to be some form of way of understanding. Oh, yes, this looks like a way of being able to decipher the language if you weren't proficient at it. And so,
can I copy it?
Yeah, you'd be able to copy that quite easily. And yeah, so with that, if you spend a little bit of time, if Orvex wasn't there to help you, you feel like you'd be able to at least passingly translate some Old Omuan into Common. But as you guys are looking at it, you see the Chewinga appear, and he's standing on top of it with a heap of mayonnaise in his hand. And he's dipping it and putting it in his mouth. And he's just watching over you guys, looking at it.
Do we want to leave it, or are we going to try to take it with us?
Seems too big to take.
And if we
We got a copy of it, so.
I'd say we leave it.
Is it single-sided or is it double-sided, or?
It seems to be single-sided.
All right, yeah, if you think you got a good copy of it.
Besides, the Chewinga seems to... It's providing this extra growth or whatever. They're liking it.
Liking it.
See what I did there? A little moss joke for you?
Yep. Alright, so,
Alright, yeah.
you guys leaving it? No worries. Alright, anything else you want to do while you're in this area? Anything you want to look at?
I would like to go up these steps to look at the top of the wall over the... Just to kind of peer on the other side, since I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, no worries. You get to the top of the steps. It's not hard. It's not like they're covered in snakes or they're crumbling away or covered in vines or anything like that. They're just normal stairs. And yeah, looking out, you can clearly see that part of the ruins are flooded, as you saw upon your initial inspection before entering the valley of the city of Omu. Nothing super catches your eye as you're looking around. There's various buildings of different makes, builds, varieties, and you see the center. You'd be able to see primarily the center of this circled-in area. But
this building here isn't anything special. It feels like it stands out.
If you want to have a quick look in there, you can. It's up to you.
Is there like a door into this wall, or?
It doesn't look like there is, but there would be, yes.
Or
Yeah, I
maybe
won't
the
go
amphitheater
through
up
it,
toward
but I'll
north.
just look. Yeah, I think that's got to be something too. But I'll just look in if there's a door or a window in the sides of the walls here to see if I can see anything.
Yeah, you look in. If you're just doing a passing look, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary that you haven't seen out of the other ruins. You could investigate further if you wanted, or you could leave it. Your call.
It's just a big building, though. Nothing, no writing on it, no statues, no nothing.
Not that you can see, no.
Are these empty ponds?
They seem like they might be, yes.
All right. I'll follow the group.
Satisfied with the look over the wall, I'm going to come back down and make my way through this next block.
So you guys continuing north?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No worries.
Sneakily.
Sneakily. Alright, you continue sneakily going north. You find that these buildings, unless you want to do a thorough search, nothing on the exterior seems to be of note.
Nope. I'll move forward to the amphitheater.
Alright, so you're moving towards the amphitheater, and from the distance that you are away from it, you see a ruined amphitheater looms over the surrounding buildings. Vines cling to its steps, and animal statues line its stands. The muddy ground outside is stripped clean of vegetation. An eerie silence hangs over the area. No birds cry, no insects chirp, nothing stirs.
Can I get up to the corner and look closer?
Sure. And as you are getting closer, I'd have you do just a perception check. Excuse me. Yeah, with a 12, it's hard to miss them. You definitely notice giant clawed footprints in the dirt and mud in the surrounding areas.
Like in the amphitheater area itself?
On the way to the amphitheater and the amphitheater itself.
I'm gonna motion for Elon to come up. At least first. That's the only person I know who can track.
Yeah, no worries. Elon? Elian?
I'm moving.
Elian.
Just trying to make sure Chicken comes with me.
Yeah. And
All
yeah,
right.
Chicken looking at the claw marks, you see him like look at the ground and look at you and look at the ground and look at you.
We lost you there.
Chicken looking at the ground. Chicken comes over following Elian, and he looks at the ground and looks at Elian and looks at the ground and looks at Elian.
So I'm assuming we've both seen them before,
You
or only Chicken has.
you know that innate sense of that's a lot bigger than my footprint.
Well, I'll try to figure out what the tracks are.
Yeah, no worries. So,
Survival roll, or
I'd say a nature check, but I'm giving you advantage. Crit. And a 19 on the back end. Cool. Yeah, you're pretty confident. These look in the order of Tyrannosaurus, or similar, if not.
I look at Boone. I'm like going, zombie Tyrannosaurus markings, nothing we haven't seen before.
Something you also notice is large feathers.
Oh no. Do they? And I look at Chicken's feather, and I look at the large feather, and am I seeing a similar pattern?
Maybe in essence, perhaps, yeah.
All right. Whatever here, we're not gonna like.
But you do remember the zombie T-Rex had no feathers on it whatsoever. If that is what you are comparing it to.
And when you say large, like, what, quantify that?
Sure. Some of the feathers that you can see, maybe about that big. Others, bigger than I can easily do with the webcam. Quite large.
So this could have been a fight.
Perhaps.
Well, something like that's not sneaking up on us, right?
Unless it's a giant bird.
Look to the skies. Do we press on?
Aye.
Or do we hide like
Can I tell
cowards?
how old the footprints are?
Yeah, sure. Do a survival check for me. Yeah, a lot of them seem like they range between fairly recent and a while ago.
Okay. I'll let the rest of the party know.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, these things are pretty new, so whatever's been here has been here recently.
Yeah. Which way do the recent tracks go, Ilion?
Yeah, with the 25, the recent tracks go in.
In as in north or in as in east?
In as in where he's standing, north. So into the amphitheater front.
Can I see into the amphitheater from where I'm at?
From there, yeah, you can see most of the amphitheater from where you are.
And what are these 3 rectangular buildings to the east? Are they just stage pieces?
Yeah, I guess.
I'll run up to the next corner. Peek around.
Yeah, sure. As you get to around the front, you do see what looks like a darkened area that is quite large and open around the front of it.
Like a hole in the ground?
Like a opening for a something large to go into.
I will avoid that area.
No worries. So I assume Olo, Mushroob, and Orvex are at least with you guys.
So what you see, Boone?
Oh, I'll make a motion like be quiet, and point to what is clearly the cave of what will try to eat us if we disturb it.
All right. So how stealthily are you doing this, Boone? Yeah, reasonably stealthy.
Yeah, I'll hug the wall as we move north.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like that's at least 200 feet away.
Yeah, I'm staying as far away from that thing as I can too.
I'll whisper to Corridon. I don't think we need to fight whatever's down there. Let's just avoid it completely.
I agree.
Is the only set of stairs the ones behind us though? I mean, that's like a larger fort at the end there, right? And then the cliff wall?
Yes, and it seems there is a space to go behind that area.
Like we could sneak around it looks like.
Yes,
Okay.
to the north, yeah.
I'm looking at Boone just, I don't know if we really want to go around that edge if we're going to get trapped up in that northern part.
What does that
we can get
structure
to
at the end of the wall look like?
On top of the square on top of the wall.
Yeah.
It looks like some sort of like fortified building. From your knowledge and looking at it, you would guess that this might have been like a garrison, perhaps, for the guards who lived in this area, maybe keeping the peace between the areas. But it's hard to tell. That's just a guess on your behalf. So, as you are all walking along that wall, is that what you said you guys were doing? Trying to keep close and away from the amphitheater, as if there was something horrible there waiting for you?
You got it.
Yeah, are you all doing it quite sneakily, or are you just running along?
I have
Sneaky as
my
possible.
finger to my lips and motion for quiet as much as I can.
Mm-hmm. Well, if people would like to roll how sneaky they are, they may. Oh, Vanguard. Oh, not so good, Corridon.
I disappear into the shadows. No
You
longer be
do
seen.
disappear into the shadows. I guess I better do one for Olo.
I clamber through the bushes.
Core stealth. There it is. Ooh, he's not good at stealth. I got a 14 though. But as you guys are going across, there is some noise from your paladin, and you see some quick movements from the area in front. Small, though. You're expecting large creatures, but you see smaller ones.
With really giant feet?
Nope. You do not.
Copies?
With anybody who has a passive perception higher than 13, let me know, and I'll tell you what you see.
I do.
I do.
Alright, you see a bunch of... Oh, there's no handout for this. Interesting. You see a bunch of... No, it's not a T-Rex. Definitely not a T-Rex. Bigger than chicken, though. You would say that they give you the sense of the kind of raptor that you would see in... what's it called? In Jurassic Park.
You mean the worst dinosaur in Jurassic Park?
Depends on your perspective.
The
That
Utah
spitting one was pretty bad. I wouldn't want to come
The
across
Utah
spitting one.
Raptor, yeah.
Yeah, Raptor. Yeah, and as I move you guys over to the other
The
map...
Velociraptor's the spitter. Or no. It's the...
It starts with a D, doesn't it?
Brian should know we play Ark all the time.
It's Dilophosaurus or something like that.
Yeah. Alright, so with you guys over there, select your tokens and roll initiative, please.
I still have my 22 stealth, right?
Yes, you do. I would say that you are not easily seen, but they will be heading towards the paladin. Now, I've just put you guys semi-randomly by how you guys looked on the map of Omu, but feel free to maneuver yourself wherever you wish to be along that wall or wherever you want to be, and I will place the companions, such as Olo, Orvex, and Mushrib, in response to wherever you position yourselves.
I'm feeling okay where I'm at.
No worries.
I'm right where you need to be.
Yeah, I melt into the shadows here.
Okay, I just need to change a couple of things real quick. Okay, and I guess I'll put Olo a little bit behind there, and then I'll probably put Orvex up here. Alright, no worries. You guys see, and I'll just roll initiative for these fools. Initiative, book. Cool. Alright, so Vanguard, what is your passive perception?
10.
And Elian, what is yours?
Where do you find it on the sheet again?
It is
It's all the way at the
found-
bottom of the skills. Just below the
Yeah,
skills.
between your tool proficiencies and your skills
Left side.
on the left.
Oh, there we go. 16.
16. Okay, yeah. You definitely see them. So as far as I'm aware, Boone, Corridon, and Elian, and what's his name? Olo all see this. Nobody else does. As a pack of dinosaurs. Let me zoom out a bit so I can place these correctly. Move out of the area and start to hone in on Corridon. And then put them on token layer. Token layer. And And Vanguard, you are not seen by them, but they are not seen by you. Elian, you and Chicken are able to notice it, but we'll keep going. Yeah. All right. So, Elian, it is your turn. You do see these dinosaurs starting to creep towards you.
I'm going to take a shot at the one closest to me. Actually, I'll probably take 2 shots because I don't want to get Chicken involved yet.
All right, take 2 shots. All right, the first hits, the second does not. 8. And you do 8 piercing damage. Anything else?
Chicken and I are going to back off. Is this wall, how tall is that wall kind of by Boone there?
Like this tumbled down wall here?
Yeah.
I would say it's about 8 feet. You could...
All right, so I could use it as a flank cover?
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to drop back kind of here by Boone.
Sure. It also limits your vision, so you wouldn't be able to see these guys here, but that's cool.
Yep. I'll need to wait till they come through that opening is what I'm assuming.
And that's you done?
That is me.
Corridon, you see these 3 to the south, and you can see a couple to the north. They look hungry.
Did the mage already go?
The mage didn't get a turn. He was not ready. Oh, hang on.
Okay.
1 second, please. I did not roll for my NPCs and Olo because, again, I've said this, I'm a bad DM. Let's roll for that. Let's roll for that. There it is. And lastly, where the hell are you, Orvex? Alright, descending, and then Orvex didn't see it, Vanguard, Musharib didn't see it, Elian. Corridon, you're up.
Alright. So, do they seem to see the hidden wizard, from what I can tell?
From what you can tell, they're heading straight to you. Except maybe this one, who is now looking north.
Alright. I am going to move down to engage. Alright, I'm going to attack the one to my west.
Yep.
So I've got the two-handed glaive out, bladed spear.
Go for it. Only the butt
11.
spike hits.
Six points of damage.
Yep.
And then I will back up next to Olo.
Go ahead.
That's my turn.
And with that, it is the Deinonychus's turn. This one's going to move to... Actually, yeah, that one's going to move to there. I assume.
Yep, I'll take my attack.
I figured as much. Unfortunate, they dart around way too much, and they find it hard to make purchase on them. All right, with the which one? Stop being so big today. Okay, so with the westmost one, he's going to try and bite you. Oh, he gets you for 5.
Don't.
And he's going to try and do 2 claw attacks on you. What is your AC without your shield?
17.
Alright, but the 2 claws do not break through. And then the southwest one will have a bite at you. Missing. And 2 claws at you, both missing. Unable to penetrate your armor and your deftness, your movements. And then the southernmost one misses with a bite. tries on 2 claws, gets a crit, or double crit, sort of, with one of them. And you take 7 slashing damage, and I need you to make a strength saving throw. Which you easily pass as he jumps on you and tries to push you down to the ground as he's hitting you with his claws, but you are able to stay upright. Now, Alien. This one's going to go 5, 10, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and you are getting a bite. Does a 20 hit?
Yeah, just a little bit.
3 damage, and then you're getting a claw, which misses, and a second claw. Does a 14 hit?
It does not.
No worries. And again, he also tries to push you over as the others tried to do with Corridon. This one will go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And he's also going to try to bite. Crits you with the bite.
Oh!
12 damage. And hits you with a claw. And misses you with the second claw. So you take another 8 damage. And can I get another strength saving throw, please? Easily passed. And
Corridon is bleeding from numerous wounds.
And these other Deinonychus are going to stand back here. And that is the end of their turn. Olo is up. Now, what would Olo do? I feel like Olo would probably do something with his Warhammer, so he would say something about, oh, stand true, brother, or something to you, I'm sure, Corridon. And he will do a booming hammer on the southernmost one, hitting and dealing 15 points of damage. And he would use his War Priest ability. Boonk. And he's going to swing again. Boonk. And with that, kill the beast. And he likes to do that reaction thing, so let's roll d6. And the one to your west will take 2 points of necrotic damage. And it is your turn, Boone, as Olo yells out, "We're in a bit of trouble down here, guys!"
I am going to cast Sacred Flame on the one directly next to me.
Go for it. I will roll a dex save. He passes, no damage, as he deftly avoids your attack.
And I hold my reaction.
Yep, no worries. Orvex is up and he's like,
For cutting words.
yeah, I figured. Orvex is up and he's like,